Going on. We do give thanks for life and the mighty life given. We give thanks for all good things around us and from Zion above. So we praise for His divine love, for His sincere love. Give thanks definitely as we've stepped into the realms of the food of seven, where definitely we don't just talk about food for the belly, eh? We talk about that whole food, that food for the spirit, that food for the emotion, that food for the stars, and that food for your effort. Completeness, most times people eat just because they hungry, you know. But I think when you're hungry, you're really from the country of hunger, because Hungary is a country. Hungry is a country, definitely. So you cannot be hungry. You have to eat as of necessity of nutrition, not just because as a man or as a woman or as a child, you feel for something salty or you feel for something sweet and you just jump on it. Give thanks for that divine knowledge of self, understanding exactly what your physical structure require, that you could actually consume it physically to reach that level that you're really supposed to reach. And said where you give thanks for knowing what it is that your emotional self require, that you could actually feed yourself that emotional wellness, that spiritual wellness, and to feed your energy, so give yourself that ethereal wellness, and also to feed your star up there, I say on earth as in Zion, heaven above. Definitely your astral self. So give thanks as, today we're going to have a very um, wholesome program as we give thanks for such a divine opportunity to be at your service, to be able to be one with you, whereby you could allow me to teach you something. It's without the I, there is no I, so it's I and I. So imagine I'm sitting down and I'm speaking here in this studio and no one really is listening to me. It would really be like a waste of voice, right? A waste of vibration. So knowing that the I and the I and the I and everyone is there listening, it's a great strength. So give thanks for all those of you tuned in. Give thanks for those who've been listening over the years, those who've been actually strengthening the works that we've been doing. We do give thanks to be your servant, So and it's always good to serve, always good to give, always give to actually uplift, and being able to witness the growth of the people over a period of time. At least it's wonderful. So we give thanks as those on Facebook, as www.facebook.com Kalabash TV, as right there on the screen. Definitely you could just log on and follow us wherever you are in the world. I was I it was I was no, we have some people with us today, not guests, because they won't be guessing what they're saying. We have some people specifically here with us today that's going to be uplifting, the levels, that's going to be adding value to exactly what it is that we are doing. And we're going to get into them shortly. As you know, definitely we had that wellness retreat, Journey Beyond Wellness retreat, because we retreated into ourselves, that whereby people had the opportunity to rejuvenate the complete self at the Kailash Rejuvenation Center up in the mountains, right? And it has been an inspiring moment to see the power of environment and word and effort and people on other people, to see how when stars collide, what is created. So we're going to get into that specifically, but even before we get into that, I would just like to touch on something very important. It is important because at the end of the day, when it comes to night, you are what I have and I am what you have. Is I and I. That's the most significant aspect of what we have, is who we are right here in this little piece of rock called St. Lucia. So, I mean, when somebody cough up in the north, you could head down the south. It's very small, right? So whatever happens up there, it affects us down here. And I mean, two TV stations actually came to me. That was on Friday. Friday, yes, and they were questioning about the whole aspect of that whole story on the whole thing of coconut oil, and that this Harvard professor, right, called, I think her name was Karen Michelle or Michels. I think she's from Germany, Germany, pardon me. Right? I think she's a German professor at Harvard, So when people at Harvard and Oxford and they hear MIT, some people poop on themselves and pee on themselves and they lose, all level of mental aptitude and academic aptitude and intellectual aptitude because they Harvard. Oh, Harvard. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, yes, okay, whatever they say is right. Oxford. They're right. Okay, all right. Okay. Foolishness. You definitely know I don't really subscribe to that or ascribe to that or really accept that type of folly, as we'd call it, or foolishness, as the English language would have it. Definitely, we must fully understand that these people, they are for sale. They have a big for sale sign on their back. You see, I am not. You see, I have a for sale sign on me. No, what's that? No for sale sign. Nobody gonna pay me to come and say something, right? So when someone out of the blue come out and tell you, "Oh, coconut oil is pure poison," foolishness, I call that. They tried that in the 1980s when our coconut oil factory was flourishing, and they came and they said, "Well, this coconut oil has cholesterol, gives heart disease," and then, whoops, that was it. The factory closed. Up to now, no more copra, no more coconut oil. So now, as we in the Caribbean, we were carried beyond here, man. We not, you understand what I'm talking about? When we began the game, you see, it's like Monopoly, right? When you play Monopoly, at least they give you some money and then you say you have that amount of money. And then, okay, you start with that, I start with that, and you start there, and I start there, and you start there, and I start here. All right, so then, okay, you play Monopoly, so at least you start with something. So in the Caribbean, when they carried us, I wasn't carried here. I came here just to save my people, I came here differently. I was not carried here as no prisoner. I don't think that I will be ever captured. I'm the kind of soldier who don't get captured at all. Right, so they carried us here, and after 400 years of intense slavery and servitude and big plantation and working hard, they say, okay, boy, they're going to emancipate. So in 1847, they emancipated and they gave 40 million pounds sterling to the slave owners. Right? Okay, all right. So you've been working for free for 400 years and then somebody liberate you. So by right, they're supposed to pay your wages for 400 years. But they paid the slave masters 40 million pounds sterling that the British state just finished paid about last year. I think last year Britain finished pay that loan, Yeah, the loan that they took just to pay the slave owners. That's in 1847. So it's nothing old, right? Now, we in the Caribbean, being exiled prisoners and people brought away, right? After we were freed, we were given nothing. So we begin in this game of Monopoly with no money. Right? So you already begin at a disadvantage. So if all of our disadvantage, we were able to build a country called St. Lucia and Jamaica and Antigua and Barbados. I mean, the politicians are crooked and we know how it is sometimes. People steal and people do different types of stuff. But you must commend our ancestors who had that mental aptitude, that level of intellect, where out of nothing, they were able to create flourishing states and, great economies. And were able, they did a lot. Mind you, starting from zero. So we give thanks for those people who worked hard. And we, from that time, I went all the way back there just to address the whole aspect of coconut oil. That's what we're talking about. So after 400 years of using coconut oil, and after another 200 years of actually, not even 200, man. 1847, 100 years would be 1947. Not even 200 years yet. After another 150 years of using coconut oil, all of a sudden somebody is going to come and tell us that vegetable oil and canola oil is better than coconut oil. Can you please show me a canola plant? Can you please show me how you get oil from a vegetable? Which vegetable are you using to get the vegetable oil? So all of a sudden, some vegetable oil is supposed to be healthy and better than our pure old coconut oil. Oh, you should get canola oil. But I really want to see the canola plant because you know that Harvard said it, man. So all our little Paul St. Lucians who have for the past 500 years been using coconut oil and for their children and, you know, for coughs and colds and for painful joints and to fry their little bakes and to do their little stews and to make their little bouillon. All of a sudden, man, this woman from Germany, pardon me, actually just come and just say that, okay, coconut oil is bad, and all of a sudden, media personnel rush into my office and asking me question about it. Pries Kailash, what do you think about it? So, didn't you hear when they said that processed meats like corned beef and bacon and hot dogs and salami and all these processed foods are as bad as asbestos and that they could actually give cancer? No one came to me that day. And there was no big hoorah about it. Up to now, our children are still eating the corned beef and the luncheon meat and the hot dogs, but it was big, man. All cancer organizations, all groups were talking about luncheon meat and hot dog and men's meat and all these things being as bad as asbestos. Yes, thing, you never came to Pries Kailash and asked Pries Kailash a question. And all of a sudden, you were coconut oil and you want to come. What exactly do you want to prove? All right, okay then. If you really want to go there, because it's very important that we actually clearly, you know, when someone comes with a statement or a hypothesis, right, when they actually come and they want to create confusion and they want to create deception, it is very important, very, very important that we understand what's going on, because these people tell you to use vegetable oil, and coconut oil is pure poison. These same people tell you, okay, a bottle of wine is good. A glass of wine a day is good. It's great for the heart. Then they tell you, well, okay, milk is good, rich in calcium. Then they say, all right, you could drink Humira. You might just have suicidal tendencies. Or you could drink Crestor, Lipitor, any statin drug, and you might just have some musculoskeletal problems. You might just lose most of your brain matter, and then they'll tell you all these things. You know, you'll go to court with someone that represents a cigarette company, and then they'll call 5 scientists and say, and all the 5 scientists will say cigarettes are good for you. Yeah. I mean, you could look on the box, on the cartoon, and you could see dead people and lung cancer, emphysema, and then you'll get 5 scientists, Harvard, the best, and they will tell you that, look, cigarettes are good. Oh, he's lying. Your client is lying. We have evidence to show that nicotine helps to reduce blood pressure and all type of thing. Then, if it is that coconut oil is pure poison, all right, I would call the professor from Harvard and I say, okay, all right, if it's pure poison, okay, I would drink a cup of coconut oil every day for a year. All right, I Pries Kailash. Just take a cup of virgin coconut oil every day, make sure I drink that. And then we would give her to drink like probably, okay, a cup of aspirins. Okay, a cup of vodka. All right? Or a cup of Campari, or a cup of something, man. Whatever they're promoting outside there. We would give them, and then you would study my health, and you study their health. And the person, if a better sense of wellness, is the winner. We've been using coconut oil for over 200 years. When we used coconut oil, no one had heart disease, man. We never knew anything about heart disease and high cholesterol and fat people. When I grew up and my parents used coconut oil, there was only one fat person in the community. In my whole village, Bonslagwas, there was one fat person. And all we used was coconut oil. There was only one fat person. And you could have seen old people walking up and down the street, skinny, you know, meg, and walking up and down with their stick. And okay, after they came with their report that coconut oil is bad, Go on the shelves, on all the shelves in the supermarkets, right? Supermarket, pardon me. Right? On all the shelves, right there, what you find vegetable oil, soy oil, corn oil, canola oil, and look at the size of our people. See how fat they are? 80% of our people could, if they stand up straight and they look down, they can't see their toes, man. Their bellies, childhood obesity. Rewind into 50 years ago, 80 years ago. We never used to see these things. We use coconut oil every single day. There was no diabetes, no whole heap of cancer, no whole heap of strokes. I get 40-year-olds, 45-year-old people coming to me with strokes. Yeah, young man, 40 years stroke. Yeah. And ask him whether he's been using coconut oil. No. Ask him what type of oil he's been using. Vegetable. Soy. Right? So, the only place we get the real good stuff, the coconut oil, is not as commercialized even right now as them other oils is in the market. You buy a bottle $25, you buy another bottle $40. Some people get you for whatever price the real coconut oil. You don't even get that on the supermarket shelf. So who is going to come and fool me and tell me, well, the reason why we have such high incidence of heart disease is because of coconut oil? When you've replaced all of our coconut oil with canola oil. And where do you get it from? America. Where you get the vegetable oil? America. Where you get the corn oil? America. Where you get the soybean oil? America. So you're telling me that now you are using an oil. You're using an oil that's supposed to be so good. But we have to build bigger hospitals because we have more people with heart disease, more cancer, more diabetes, more high blood pressure, more leukemia, every single incidence of non-communicable chronic illnesses are increasing. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe some Harvard professor that went to university, right, and then telling me that coconut oil is bad for me when I, as an intellect within my own self, could sit down and critically analyze how prominent it was, how many people had diabetes or high blood pressure, how many fat people were in my society when I was just a child. Hardly any. These oils there, I personally, if I'm going to use vegetable oil, that's to oil down my dogs and thing for fleas, and it covers the coat and prevents the flea from actually breathing. I would never use no vegetable oil. For who? Canola oil, that's genetically modified. That is a genetically modified plant created. And some scientists are going to tell you, boy, stop using the coconut oil and use canola oil or vegetable oil or soybean oil. 99% of oil soybean products are genetically modified. We have to really reassess our position as a people and understand that as a nation of people that we cannot, just as our coconut industry start to boom again, everybody is on virgin coconut oil and everybody is in coconut oil. All of a sudden, some Harvard scientists want to come and put it down again. These people used to fly to St. Vincent and come down to St. Lucia and say that they have the drug war, in the war on drugs in the 1980s. And they would go to St. Vincent and they would take all the marijuana and bring it to St. Lucia and then load all the marijuana on planes. And then our little people here would just allow them to fly back to America with all the marijuana. All the marijuana from St. Vincent. All of it from St. Lucia. Drug war, or war on drugs. Then they spend the next 25, 50 years developing breeds and strains in the university. How they learned how to build machines to analyze the levels of CDB and THC and all the cannabinoids. And for you to buy one of these machines now might cost you $20, $30 million US. And then they sell a seed for $10 US now. Your same seeds they stole and the same cannabis they shoot the Rasta man on the field for. And they They come and they burn it down and they steal the seeds, and then they told us that cannabis is bad and makes you mad. And now that they have mastered the craft, all of a sudden, it's good for you. Dr. Sanjay Gupta said it, so I have to believe it. So all the years the Rastafari have been talking about it and you kill them for it. Okay, all right. So all the years that the Rastafari have been using coconut, what oil does the Rastaman use? What oil does the Rastaman use? Do you see any fat Rastaman walking around the place with big belly? Do you see any Rastaman with high blood pressure and diabetes and heart disease getting strokes like that? The renter dreads probably that it's the pork and the kill fast chicken and all them things, they might get these things, but the authentic Rasta man that uses coconut milk every single day, man. Come on, man. There you have it, a live clinical study. Examine the Rasta man and see how many of them are fat. Examine the Rasta man and see how many of them have had disease and high blood pressure. And then you could tell me whether or not what they're talking about is truth or false. Right? Right, okay, all right. So, I'm very sorry I had to take so much time to just talk about this foolishness that these people are trying to bring, and then you're going to follow. Pries Kailash, are you still going to use coconut oil? Yes. Any more questions? Okay, all right. So, we don't really have to dwell on that as a people because we know better. St. Lucia has 160,000 people and we have 2 Nobel laureates. Japan has over 100 million people and they just got a Nobel laureate recently. So, are they supposed to be more intelligent than me? I didn't hear you, you know. So, because they come from America, they're supposed to be more intelligent than me. No. So, don't let these foolish people fool you and tell you things when they've been bought. Study the money. Right? Study who's funding that. I'm sure the vegetable oil and the dairy industry, those people who kill the cows and inject them with recombinant bovine growth hormone and give them hormones to make them to force them to actually produce milk, to take the little calves from the mother and hear them cry. You never hear a calf that has been taken from the mother cry. That's because it loves its mother. It feels affection. Right? So you're going to take it from the mother and make it suffer just to get the milk from it. That's the people who is sponsoring that study. The people who want to keep butter and cheese and yogurt. Who's got yogurt on the table for your children? Knowing that 85% of every body or every good if any African gene in them is lactose intolerant. 85% of every good with some Asian gene in them is lactose intolerant. If you're an Indian and you want to get a diarrhea, just drink some milk. Trust me. And they know, oh, by Pries Kailash, boy, you know we are lactose intolerant. I did almost 7 years medical school studying, and I learned that 70% of our people, no, they said 85, then they said 90% are lactose intolerant. That means that any one of you drink cow's milk, your physical structure won't be able to tolerate it. Your immune system would begin to produce antibodies to begin to counteract the sugar in the cow milk called lactose. Yes. I studied that at school, and it's very expensive to learn these things. But yet still, 100% of all the doctors that come out of medical school will still tell the mothers to give their children milk. So where's the truth in it? All the study you did at school, brethren, and that's what they come in to tell our people? I would say drink coconut milk. Just blend the coconut, strain it and thing, you know. It grows right in your backyard. Because remember, you know, everything is economic, you know. So why can't we satisfy our own market of oil? Why can't we produce our own oil, right, and have our own scientists, people from right here in St. Lucia, begin to validate the nutritional potency of our oil? Why can't we do our own study? Why does some Harvard person have to come and tell us to use canola oil? Do we grow canola here? So are you telling me I'm going to be dependent on you? Do we have enough gasoline to actually dissolve the oil from the vegetable? You know that they use gasoline, oil, to actually get oil from a vegetable? You never knew that, did you? Okay, all right. I forgive you. But do you know that you could just break one dry coconut, grate it, just one, grate it, pour some water, squeeze out the milk, put it there, wait till morning, get the little creamy stuff from the top, boil it, and then you have oil without going to the super markups. So who is it empowering if we stop using coconut oil? Who is it leading into poverty if we stop using coconut oil? Follow the money, man. So these people see right now we are building up our own economy. They are seeing that the importation of canola oil is going down. They are seeing that the importation of soybean oil which is good, is going down. So people now are actually going back to the coconut oil, and all of a sudden they want to come and propagate some mischievous false news. As Donald Trump say, fake news. They're saying that for the time being, if you like the taste of coconut oil, then as with butter, so there's a sick in there, right? So for the time being, if you like the taste of coconut oil, then as with butter, it's fine to use it every now and then. However, it's best to restrict yourself to small amounts and use unsaturated oils as an everyday choice instead. Foolishness. Foolishness. They say coconut oil is 86% of saturated fat, about 1/3 more fat than butter. So why all of a sudden you trying to compare? You want to try to make butter look good? Why you want to make butter look good? Who's paying you for that, man? All of a sudden, okay, if you were a good person, good in your heart, if you were honest in your heart, if you were honest in your heart, you would say don't use coconut oil and don't use butter. You want to compare coconut oil to butter. They want to say that vegetable oil, olive oil, and sunflower oil. What country all these things that come from? You have to be very careful, right? So at the end of the day, when it comes to night, it's your decision, but I'm sticking to my coconut oil. You know, I'm going to fry my plantain in it. I'm going to use the milk to make some cocoa tea. I'm going to blend it to make my smoothies. You know, I'm going to boil the milk down in my bouillon. You understand? Right? So if it's such poison, man, I should have been gone long time, man. Long time I would have been, yeah, man. And all these other people who have been gone. I wouldn't even have been here because my mother would have been gone and my grandmother would have been gone. So my great-grandmother, it's pure poison, she says. One of these days, I'm going to just have enough money to pay her some money and just tell her, come, I want you to study coconut oil over again and just say it's good. How much you want? Okay, look, man, all right. Then they'll say, Harvard professor says coconut oil is pure delight. Then you'll follow the money and you'll see Pries Kailash paying them. All right? Okay, give thanks. So definitely tonight we have a very packed program as we have two people that's going to be sharing with us. As you know that we have been, you know, going through the wellness journey with our brother Akeem Pierre from Vancouver and Mark Roman from New York City, right? From America, right? So from the United States of America, you know, so definitely I give thanks for the divine presence as they've been with us for a moment, and I don't want to just sadden their stay by having such bad news in the beginning, because we've not been talking about these depressing things. I don't even watch the news, man. I don't even waste time to look at these people, man. I don't give them that energy at all. The reporters really had to come to me and say, that's what they're saying? Foolishness, man. So they say, boy, Pries Kailash, you dismissing what Harvard saying? I say, who? Yes, I have heard what Harvard said. Harvard just heard things, you know, man. These people that just take our sciences and try to wrap it up and make it look as if it's they bring it new. They stole our surgery books and bring it all the way in Germany and steal the papyrus of Annie, you know, and pretend as if they're the first medical people. You know? Let us trust ourselves and love ourselves and understand fully and overstand and understand that we are and we will always be the original source, right? So let Miss Corinne Michelle from James Many, please, you could come St. Lucia anytime and then we could sit down. You could drink the rum and I'll drink the oil, you know? You could use the canola and I'll use the coconut and we'll see, you know, who would actually prosper, you know? So be careful more because as they say coconut oil is poison, you might want to poison it for true. So make your own, eh? Make your own. Watch out for these people there, right? So it's 7 o'clock on the hour. So what we'll do now, we'll just take an intercession, and when we come again, we're going to join our visitors out of, you know, North America, you know, and we're going to go into the events that we've been having over the past couple of days, and we'll just, you know, speak with them for a moment, and maybe towards the later part of the program, we'll open up the lines and take some calls if you have some particular questions. And you know, we've had a rewarding session, man. And they've been using coconut oil almost every day, man. And they're still there. Are you there, man?
I'm here.
Are you strong?
Oh yeah.
All right. So they're still here with us, man. So we could see it's not pure poison at all. So don't be deceived, right? So when we come again, definitely we'll formally introduce our people and then we'll go right into it. Give thanks for the divine opportunity. And you know the first love is self-love, so love yourself, right? And use your coconut oil. Use it on your face, on your hands, on your skin, in your head. Put your little lavender rouge and your little, you know, spice and thing. When your child have a head cold, put it right in the center. Take a teaspoon or warm it up over some steam. If they have mucus, give it to them, right? Okay, all right, give thanks. So when we come again, we'll continue. Blessed love.
Hey Keisha, what's happening over there?
I'm not sure, but it looks like something big.
Really?
In observance of its 26th anniversary, Fix is offering new and existing customers the Jumbo Mortgage Finance Package, a package which gives customers the power to get additional financing to better their lives with several bonus options. A built-in savings plan, repayment 2 months after disbursement, and a mortgage payment holiday too.
What I'm hearing is that you can get any kind of loan as long as you can mortgage any property as security.
Wow, then that's jumbo.
Indeed.
The JMF package comes with 100% financing on land and house loans, attractive interest rates, debt consolidation, and much more. Get the all-new Jumbo Mortgage Finance at Fix. Terms and conditions apply. Fix, a company you can trust.
Thanks to technology, we can still enjoy some of life's most important moments. Just sign up to check your balance, manage multiple accounts, and pay your bills online through your bank. Even while doing what matters most. It takes just a few minutes to set up from a computer, tablet, or smartphone. Select My Account, a free, fast, and easy way to view and pay your electricity bills.
How have you been preparing for the extreme weather that we're expecting with climate change?
I reinforced my roof with hurricane straps and I built a retaining wall.
Thanks to SLDB, my business switched to solar power. They also funded a green investment for my business.
SLDB gave me a loan with the lowest interest rate on the market to buy new water tanks and an irrigation system. I am now better prepared for the dry season.
Low-interest loans are available for a range of resilient building purposes for homes and businesses for as low as 4.5% at the SLDB. Build stronger, feel safer, and invest smarter with the Climate Adaptation Financing Facility at the SLDB. Call 456-7532 to make an appointment.
The Regional Agreement on Access to Information, Public Participation and Justice in Environmental Matters in Latin America and the Caribbean will be open for signature this coming September 2018 through to September 2020 at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Join the conversation as we discuss what this agreement means for us in St. Lucia. We want you, students, academia, the public sector, the private sector, the St. Lucia National Trust, civil society, all stakeholders. Join me, Kate Wilson, and the Department of Sustainable Development as we count down to September.
Yes, we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver, and give thanks for all good things around us are sent from Zion above. Remember, what these people used to do. Remember all of our coconut had gotten sick at time. They poisoned. Look at Jamaica. Jamaica has no coconut trees like that, brethren. They deliberately poison them. Planes would fly and spray and kill off all the coconut trees. Now they want to, right now they can't do that easy, because, we're watching them, So then, right now they want to come and bring propaganda, fake news. So give thanks. Definitely right now at least they're not spraying the chemicals. The fake news we could deal with it the other way too. And yeah, right. So give thanks definitely as we have brother Akeem with us, Akeem Pierre and Mark Roman, my lord. Give thanks, and we're just going to begin with brother Akeem, who have partners with us on this journey beyond wellness. Just tell us a bit about yourself, Honorable. That's not your first time here, are you?
No, it's not my first time. Just want to say much love, give thanks for having me on this program and having me back in St. Lucia. I look at St. Lucia as home. This is where my family's from. So it's amazing to be here, be on this island, and just feel all that love and to see what's going on this island, to see how we're moving towards the more health conscious. And we're starting to, put our own health in our own hands, and that's showing love to ourselves and, uplifting our whole island. And it's grateful. I'm grateful to be here, and I love to see that on this island.
Give thanks, Honorable.
Yes, much love.
Honorable, tell people about who you are, man.
Yes, so I'm Mark Roman. I am the inner trainer, and I am a guide to assisting people in awakening their inner experience and bringing that into the outer experience. So on this journey beyond wellness at the Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, I've been facilitating meditation and mindfulness techniques, and just assisting everyone in taking that next step in their transformation by utilizing more of the intangible tools, but that are still directly accessible in any moment. So I'm very thankful to be here. This is my first time on the Food of Seven, and man, it's been a blessed experience, full spectrum.
Give thanks, Honorable.
Give thanks.
Definitely. Akeem, and I know that when your previous experience, made you want to bring your group, and I think how many people did the complete group, how many people was there?
We had a group of 10 people came out, and that was the goal that we set out for. So we had 10, and yeah, it was amazing.
So what were some of the things that you did, and why is it that you found that these things that were important to actually bring people into that space to actually experience these things?
Well, it's so important because as computers and phones are more prevalent, we always have a phone in our hand, and we're only seeming to connect with people through digital means, and we're losing the actual physical touch. So I found it to be super important to bring people together and unite so we can connect in the physical, so we can actually look at each other eye to eye, so we could hug each other, we could be in the physical presence and just be able to truly feel what it is like to connect in the flesh. And last time I was here, I actually mentioned that I wanted to do this, and especially on this island, because the environment and just the island as a whole is just such an amazing place to be, with things like the sulfur springs where we went twice, and we got the extra special sulfur springs visit before the sun came up. We were under the stars, and that was truly special. And as a worldwide thing, that's something that is unique. So, to be from this island and to be able to have the opportunity to share this with people, it was amazing. Like, some people came with bumps on their skin, with rashes. We went into the sulfur springs, and immediately when they came out, they're like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. And it's just to be able to offer those experiences to people who, are always in a city, always looking at buildings. They never get to see the sun because they're working all day. So to just allow people to come into nature and put their feet into the soil, to see like hey, this is what a coconut tree looks like. This is what banana trees look like. We picked some ginger and turmeric today, and we have a lot of it back home, but we don't know where it comes from. So to give that hands-on experience was truly a blessing, and you know, St. Lucia is just the perfect place to do this.
I know that you deal with movement, right? Just tell us about what brought you into that whole because I did not participate. I did full take. I mean, I wasn't in it partly. I was in it fully. You know, I did full take in many of your exercises. I stayed above with my chalice and thing and watch you doing your stuff, man. I say, hey, yeah, I see you moving your shoulder. I say, how this man moving his shoulder alone? And then you moving your shoulder alone, and then you moving this arm in one direction and the other one in the other direction, and everyone is trying to catch up with you. What actually led you from? Okay, I know you were a professional basketball player. You were pretty good. You know, I was, and I remember. Like you were going all the way, and you know, superstar status, and then all of a sudden, man, you just stop it. What really brought that kind of life-changing experience whereby you could have channel that energy on the court and basketball and jumping and doing all these things there and elbowing and these things into something different? What happened?
Well, when I was playing basketball, when I was in university, I went through about a 2 to 3 year period where I was just in pain. Like I couldn't play for more than 2 days straight. So, you know, through those 2 years, I was in physio, I was getting special training and, you know, trying to figure out what was going on with my body as I'm one of the top players in Canada, and I could barely touch my toes, and I had struggled to put socks on in the morning, and I just woke up with pain. So it made me think that something is wrong. Like something is wrong with what we're doing here. And you know, once I went out to Colombia and played out there, and then I realized that I have a bigger purpose, and part of that bigger purpose is to share this message of movement and this message of, as we get older, we're not supposed to be in more pain. You know, as we get older, we're not supposed to just sit all day and be at a desk and then think that we can exercise for only 1 hour and that's enough. To let us know that it's a movement lifestyle. So I went through that journey of, you could say, healing myself. So now I feel amazing, as the priest was saying, just moving my body and, you know, doing things that I couldn't do back when I was at the top level athlete. And, you know, as I felt so much better, I wanted to be able to share this experience with others, because there's so many people that I talk to on a daily basis where they have a pain in their shoulder, a pain in their back, pains in their knees. They don't like to, say, walk up a hill because it hurts them. And, you know, they can't go do something they like. And for me, I want to help people do the things that they like to do and not have the body be the thing that limits them. And that's what I decided to, you know, put my full energy into that. And, you know, it's been really fruitful so far. And I'm grateful to be able to be on the ground level of healing for people and to allow people to feel better in their body so they can wake up in the morning, give it a stretch, and they feel good after. So it's been awesome.
So tell me, you know, you came to St. Lucia, but even the previous time you were here, you did something with, I think, the children's karate group, you know, but this time you're living again, and as a man here in St. Lucia, I know that you have lots of people that follow you here on YouTube and Instagram and all these different things there. Even the driver that took you to the Peter, and he said, yeah, Pries, man, I see that man on YouTube, and you know, so people immediately recognize you because of the works that you're doing on an international basis. So what is it that you have in mind in the future, that when you come in the next time that you could actually have something where you could go to the people and empower them with all the empowering, you know, sessions that you had in the mountain? Because I could visualize, because we used to have like Caribbean Wellness Day where we used to gather 700, 900 people, you know, in a hall, and we used to have everybody Tai Chi, ooh, yes, and it used to be beautiful, man. I could visualize like something like that, because when I was looking at the movements that you were doing with the members of the wellness journey. You know, because I'm a man, I love my people. You know, I was visualizing that done and in with a mass of people. You know, my nationals, my St. Lucian people, my brothers and my sisters. What do you have in mind for the future, whereby you could come and you could contribute, you know, not just for the people that come with you, but also on a national basis in the schools, because I think that all these things are important, you know, in our school system, you know, even in on the job, you know, many businesses that would be excellent for them to know different little things they could do while they're sitting down. Some people, they sit down, they can't even pick up the pen, you know, they always have to take a day off because of that pen and this pen, you know, on the police force, how you could help them to move better, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, you know. What is it that you have in mind for the future, whereby your talents that you have could actually not only benefit those people who follow you on YouTube, but the people of St. Lucia in general?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. What I would love to do is, whenever I do come out here, whether it's to visit my family or to host another Beyond Wellness retreat, is I would love to have complimentary programs where I spend time outside of the retreat, where I could tour the island. I could, you know, go to the police station. I can go to the schools, go to different, like the basketball confederation, and we could do individual training, and we could build up each other and build up ourselves, and, you know, have it available to everyone in St. Lucia. Because, you know, that time when we were on the mountain, or when we were in the karate class with the children and the parents, you know, that stuck with
awesome,
me.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
powerful,
Yeah.
and it stuck with me. And, you know, to see my little cousins doing it and enjoying it, and then after coming to me, and even a year and a half later, they're speaking to me about what we did a year and a half ago. It shows that there's an impact. So I would love to have those sessions around the island and all parts of the island. And I would also love to host a wellness fair. So, you know, we bring visitors from all over, and we allow the people of St. Lucia to have access to it. Because, yeah, it's definitely important. And
I think next time you come,
yes,
we will plan a wellness fair, whereby we have something huge, you know, 800, 900 people. You know, I think next time you come, we'll have to organize it that way.
Yes.
You know, so at least, you know, the people could because, you know, I used to do that, you know, and I stopped for my personal reasons. But I feel that probably next time it's something I could see everyone saying, I love myself completely, like you've been doing here, you know. So tell us the impact that, Mark, that the whole, you know, time in St. Lucia, the impact it has had on you, and what actually brought you into the sphere of work that you've been doing down here.
Man, well, St. Lucia itself is abundant, but I'll say that the people and those within the Rastafari tradition have shown me a level of being able to utilize everything that you have in order to facilitate, cultivate the life that you can truly create. Being on Mount Kailash, it was really next level to see what can be conceived of and what can actually be brought to creation, brought to be conceived of and then birthed and really brought into the physical reality. What's capable? You see, I'm from New York City, so a lot of things are compromised in order to be in tight spaces with each other. Because in truth, all the diversity of people, that whole melting pot, it does cultivate a certain kind of energy. But when you come out here, you realize how much that was a sacrifice, how much you've lost from just cramping it all together for this ambition that we you see. New York, it attracts a certain kind of energy, and that energy is one generally of ambition, and so it's generally all about money. And so being here in St. Lucia and seeing how the coconut, we take the water, eat the flesh of the coconut, use the coconut husk as charcoal, and then you could even use the charcoal to brush your teeth with as activated charcoal. It's like, put it on your face, or it's everything is here and can be utilized for your highest good, for your highest purpose. And I see that St. Lucia and the Rastafari tradition is at the forefront. And so, me specifically on my personal path and how I got into being the inner trainer, it has been a process of consistent self-development. Always about the self-development, always about how can I be on the brink, on the edge of my personal evolution. And I knew that every time I went deeper into studies, whether it was the body, understanding health and the mechanics of the body, I kept seeing how we were being limited. We didn't have our full potential. I looked around, I didn't see many actualized humans. And so that keeps going though. There's another level to that. And so energetically, spiritually, what we have within this body that we can truly activate, what we have within our consciousness that we can tune into and that we have afforded to us, our connection. A lot of us have lost touch with that and what's our birthright and our ability to create. See ourselves as co-creators. It's the highest path. It's what you are. And so I came into this as a seeker, absorbing knowledge, whether it was academic or spiritual, occult, metaphysical, and that was just my thing. I would read, absorb books, and then I came to a point in my life where I started applying that knowledge, and I started creating, and I started reaping what I sowed, and I saw how choices rippled across my whole life, and it came to a point where everything is about me. Every problem I had in my life, it was up to me to change it. So I couldn't blame anybody for anything, because if I put the blame on them, I will give my power away. So even what was brought forward about the coconut oil, it's a problem. It's a problem, and now how are you going to solve it within your personal reality? If you are the sun in your universe, what will you do with you as the center figure? And so meditation has brought me to my understanding of myself as being the central figure in all of this, and really understanding how my actions, my choices, how that energy reciprocates, and I receive. You'll always reap what you sow. You're always sowing seeds. One of the greatest lessons I learned is that we're always manifesting. It's whether you're consciously manifesting or not, or are you unconsciously manifesting. Oftentimes we're unconsciously manifesting through our subconscious patterns. And so diving deep into meditation brings those patterns to the forefront. Some of these patterns are before you even existed, before you even thought of. It's in the family. They call this epigenetics, I believe, where it's passed down in the DNA, where certain traumas can be so deep, that it's still playing out in your current lifetime, and you don't know why you feel a certain way, or you don't know why you keep doing the same thing. So we need another toolkit. We need another toolkit to go deeper. And so I've devoted my life to this work, and man, I'm just really thankful to be here. I'm really thankful.
So tell me, what have you seen that even using the people on the retreat that you had interacted with, what have you seen? What has the outcome been when you have actually been able to inject your work of inner training?
Yes.
Right. Building up the muscles of your inner self, not like Akeem's external muscles and these things there, but those muscles that are on the inside, right? So, what transformations did you witness in the people that was on that 7-day journey with us?
Man, I witnessed when you provide someone a support system and a safe space. Just give someone a safe space to express who they truly are. No judgment. Just be a clear mirror and allow them to see who they are just by them speaking their truth. That safe space has awakened our journey participants, our journey full takers, into trust, more trust. When you realize that there is a vibration like this to experience. So trust has been activated. And we have an affirmation for trust. It's one that has resonated throughout this whole journey. I trust myself completely. I trust myself completely. So whenever you find yourself doubting, if you ever find even an inkling of doubt, we flip that. We flip that little negative thought that's going to add more weight to your load. Most of us are already carrying so much. There's no need to add any more weight. So I trust myself completely. I forgive myself completely. Wipe the whole slate clean. Because in truth, you operating at your highest frequency, at top spin, when you spinning real high, moving quick within your own consciousness, you're in a state of balance. You're not moving from side to side, wobbling. You're staying on a straight path for yourself. So I've witnessed the trust be activated. I've witnessed the expression, people being able to express who they truly are. I've witnessed an embodiment of what we talk about a lot of things. We talk about our dreams, and we talk about our aspirations. And I witness people really step into an awareness of what that will take. Because you bring it all forward. You give us the Honorable Priest Kailash every time. And that beingness, it reflects in the external reality an amazing conception. So we've been tasked to really step forward into everything that we know we are and can be. Now, man, I just got to finish by saying the spiritual discipline, being able to fast. This was a high vibrational healing journey. This Journey Beyond Wellness retreat was a herbal detox. We were not necessarily eating the same way we do in America, eating light. And for many of us, that was difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like eating much lighter, eating less, and also maybe fasting till 12 on Saturday on the Sabbath. Now, all of this embedded us in the culture. This isn't just some resort retreat where you off doing your same thing you would do in America, but the environment is nicer now. No, this isn't. What will it take for you to embody this, to embody your natural state? And so, the spiritual discipline, again, we would wake up at 5 a.m. to meditate. We would push ourselves in breath work, breathing until we go beyond certain layers of our traumas, beyond our body. Breathing for 99 minutes straight. Very aggressive, intentional breathing until you release everything and shaking loose. So the spiritual discipline has been huge in overriding the spiritual fatigue that many of us come with. So I've been honored to witness the transformations and honored to play that part in that role and keeping that momentum moving forward.
Give thanks, Honorable. So how do you see this manifesting in the future? What are your visions of the future, man? What your visions of the journey beyond wellness? What do you see? You see you in the hall with the people, as I told Akeem, not wellness.
Oh yes.
And you have 1,000 people, and then positive affirmations.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we could start it. We could do it now, because right now I know we have quite a bit of people looking at us live right now, and that's the power of tell live vision. We're telling truth vision right now, because we're not telling any lies. All right, so it's not even tell live vision now, it's tell truth vision. So right now, what I would love that you could do is just to go through, some of the same things that you go through, and then I would also like the honorable, movement specialist, to actually just go through a little routine. I mean, I know that people could only see your head and your shoulders, but I know that at least, I wouldn't allow you to come all the way to St. Lucia and give the people something.
Yes.
Right? Of course, you'll give them something. So, what we'll do then, we'll start with the physical man. All right? And then we'll go into the inner man. All right? So then I just give the people a little routine, right? They could see your shoulders, and they could see your head and your ears. I don't know if you could move the ears by itself, I don't know. But just give them a little movement that they could do, something simple that they could do to actually uplift themselves.
Okay, perfect. So it's easy to move wherever you are. So even in the seat, we could do a whole lot. And one thing we want to first start off with is we can start off with your neck, because we're usually looking down on our phones. So let's just release the neck a little bit. So we're just going to start by tucking the chin, looking over to the left, then looking back over the left shoulder, then looking to the right, then tucking your chin again, and then going back to center. And then we'll do that one more time. big circles, and make sure you're breathing. And then let's switch directions. So look to the right now. Look back over the right shoulder. Look back and around. Lovely. Then we're going to go through one more here. Look to the right. Look back over the right shoulder. Look to the left. And tuck the chin. Good. So right there, after you do that, you can just move your shoulders around a little bit. Just let them be loose. There we go. And then we're going to go into the shoulders right now. So what we're going to do is squeeze your shoulder blades back and then look up. And it's like you're leaning back into your chair and nice and big. And then we're going to bend forward. So I'm going to come out of the screen, but I'm just going to bend forward and then go touch my toes. And then from there, reaching back, nice and big, and just looking up and just, giving that love, opening up that body nice and tall, and then bending forward again. Touching those toes, and then just move it around. Just see how you can move your back here. Just move it a little bit in circles, left to right, forward and back. And then we're going to go into our shoulder. So one at a time, we're going to move it into circles. So right shoulder is going to go big circles. And just do as much as you can here. If it feels painful, then you could do it a little bit less, but don't let a pain stop you from moving. Just do it a little bit less and a little bit easier. Then we'll go other direction. And just big circle with the shoulder. And just see what it feels like to move the shoulder. How does that feel? Ask yourself that question as you do the movement. How does it feel? Have I done this before? Why not? Lovely. Then we're going to go to the other side. Just big circles. So right now, as you're doing this at home, ask yourself, how does it feel? Lovely. Then we'll switch directions. As big as circles possible. Awesome. Then for the last one, we're going to bring our hands over our heads. Okay? And then we're going to just reach back and bring the hands back. And then bring the hands back over the head. So just reaching the hands back and then up. Just big circles reaching. It's like you're going swimming. Doing the breaststroke, just your hands back. And give thanks. So there's a little bit you can do for the upper part of your body. And just while you're seating down, just move your body. So just see what kind of movements you can do. So feel free to just move this shoulder a little bit like this. Move the neck a little bit like this. You could use your hand to stretch. And just see what you can do. See how you can move. So that's going to be what I challenge you all at home, is to see how much you can move while you're still sitting down. What can you do?
Well, that's good, man. At least they won't say you came St. Lucia and you did nothing for them.
There you go.
All right, give thanks, right? Now, well, it's 7:30, and so what we're going to do, we're going to an intercession, and when we come again, we're going to continue with some positive affirmations, loving self, forgiving self, trusting self, and with the Honorable Mark Roman. So what we'll do after, you would have to repeat after him, So I want to hear you. I'll be listening. When we come again, blessed.
How have you been preparing for the extreme weather that we're expecting with climate change?
I reinforced my roof with hurricane straps and I built a retaining wall.
Thanks to SLDB, my business switched to solar power. They also funded a green investment for my business.
SLDB gave me a loan with the lowest interest rate on the market to buy new water tanks and an irrigation system. I am now better prepared for the dry season.
Low interest loans are available for a range of resilient building purposes for homes and businesses for as low as 4.5% at the SLDB. Build stronger, feel safer, and invest smarter with the Climate Adaptation Financing Facility at the SLDB. Call 456-7532 to make an appointment.
6 clicks, and it's up. still a win. We still a win. We still a win. Them girl keep the black thing shining. We still a win.
It's incredible. You couldn't write a script like this. Stand back.
We still a win. Them you know say a worldwide thing. Hear me? We still a win.
He goes round the keeper. He could score. He does.
Right now, we still a win. We still a win. We still a win. Them you know say a worldwide thing. Them a pray for me, na.
Trophy Center Plus. Telephone 452-4151.
Every new start, oh yeah, to help you succeed. You need a bank with a heart, with all that you will need. BOSL, BOS, every step of the way. BOSL, BOSL, every bright new day. BOSL, BOS, every step of the way. BOSL, BOSL is all the bank you need. BOSL.
Hey Glacia, ou pas las vez à faire femme nan?
Monica dit, comment dire qu'il finit tout ce travail ça ti pe l'argent.
Oubliez ça Thomas et Troflantan Noël là. Ça y fait nous. Madame nan ni priorité douette.
Show off madame Nakacho.
Et ça mon pas qu'à coûter ça radioactive à ka di on y pour empêcher gloire à la fondation Kailash. Fait canal. On jette goutier qui croise en masse glo mettez baoui en bagoutier. The ladies adapting to climate change. Don't hate, emulate.
Cox, qu'on nous ka wait un monde na. Qui ça nous ça fait?
Water is our main problem, you know.
What I seen is more drainage, some trees to help with the land seepage, and a little retaining wall.
Una mesu just ka hate zodi an wa vin. E glacia on put do bout ça. You need to stop it today.
Climate change impacts will keep getting worse. Starting with the basics can help your family reduce loss and save lives.
Yes, we do give thanks for life and a mighty life given, and give thanks for all good things around us are sent from Zion above. You know, well ago I felt like you had no shoulder there, man. I see your shoulders going all the way there. I was about to help you, man. What's going on?
It's good, we good.
You're good, right?
Oh yeah, we good.
Give thanks. But I mean, you give thanks. I hope that you give thanks. We'll be opening up the line shortly. So then the numbers will be on your screen just now. And I want you to call to just bless up our people that's here with us today, and also, you know, any questions that you might have for the brothers that's here with us today, you could call and ask them, you know, and see how you could uplift yourself, because we have, you know, people who could assist. So right now we want to do some inner fortification. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to take you on a journey and give you a little sample. You know, of it's like you have a table and you have a sample of every little thing, so you get a little sample of movement. You know, now you're going to get a sample of the inner work and what had to be done at Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center. What was being done on a daily basis of affirmations and understanding that you are not your mind. Are you your mind? Are you your mind? Are you your mind? Are you your mind? Today I asked a woman that question. She said yes. So, wow. Dude, that's all you are, your mind? You're not your mind, right? Your mind is only one part of your existence. All right? You are a lot more than that. Yeah? Than just the mind. So, Honorable, please, you know, take us through and take your time. Mm-hmm. You know, Mr. Bernard, you could put on the number for the live calls right now, please. You know, but you could take your time and just take us through, you know, a positive affirmation. Mm-hmm. You know, I want you to focus on the love and the trusting and the forgiving, you know, and then you could put anything else that you want, you know. Mm-hmm. So take your time. Don't feel rushed. I think that this is something that our people need, yeah. You know, and just understand that you doing that now, is that no matter what number of calls you get, because sometimes you don't get any calls. No, there's never time you get any calls. But sometimes you'll get a few calls because people are really like sucked into it, you know. So when you have a very, very interesting program, it does not mean that you get 100 or 50 or 10 or calls. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 calls because everyone really got the full essence of the program, so they don't have any questions. So as a teacher, if you go through a topic and you say, yeah, yes, that's it, man. And it's, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? No questions. Then they would come and give you back the right thing. You've done a great job. So I really want you to focus on that, and at least you could go in cycles of freeze at least.
Yes.
And probably you could, cultivate about 7 affirmations. All right. You say you like tasks, don't you?
Yes, I like tasks.
So you could cultivate about 7 affirmations for us that the people could. I want you to look at the honorable brother and then focus on his divine energy, and just repeat what he says. And then when you repeat it, feel in your heart how you feel. When you say I love myself completely, ask yourself how you feel in your heart. If it is something that you sincerely feel and you feel free saying it, when you say you forgive yourself, if you feel free saying it, test yourself. Not for me, not for anyone else, but repeat it to yourself. Repeat it to yourself. And loudly too, that you could hear yourself, right? So, Honorable, give thanks. Blessed.
So, I want to at least just share why positive affirmations, why we utilize this technique, this work. And that's because we have massive momentum of negative affirmations. One moment in time can continue onwards, playing the same pattern moment after moment, and you'll just be playing out that same conditioning. And so we use these positive affirmations to embody our highest ideals in a moment where, even for no reason, just to feel good, but also in a moment where we may find ourselves doubting ourselves or finding ourselves not loving ourselves. If you say these affirmations now and it feels like you're lying to yourself, it's okay. Just recognize that you had that awareness now. And that awareness immediately starts unwinding the problem, unwinding the pattern. Okay? So just for example, let's say you're a young man and you wanted to go speak to a young woman and you could see her as your empress and you want to really engage with her. It's a genuine connection. You feel it. But for whatever reason, you never moved forward. You never said anything. You didn't speak your truth, which it was to move forward in that moment, to engage, to interact, to just engage in the dance of life. Perhaps that happened one time 10 years ago, and you've been playing out this same pattern of rejection ever since. You were just afraid. You got rejected once when you were younger, and now you're playing it out ever since. So we wipe the slate clean. We embody our highest ideals in every moment. So it's really important. We just get present in this present moment. Feel yourself. Take a breath. In the nose, out the mouth, really letting go. And just repeat after me. I love myself completely.
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 I trust 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 myself completely.
You know how when that coconut oil study comes out from Harvard and all of a sudden you start questioning which move you should be making? Trust your experience. Trust when you put it in your body, off that first moment, how does your body respond to it? Trust that rather than some external information. When you have it right here, I trust myself completely.
I trust myself completely.
Now for every mistake we've ever made, I forgive myself completely.
I forgive myself completely.
I forgive myself completely.
I forgive myself completely.
We were always doing the best we can with the information we had provided and the resources we had provided. So we move forward light. I forgive myself completely.
I forgive myself completely.
I am a forgiving existence.
I am a forgiving existence.
I am a loving 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 existence.
I am a trusting existence.
I am a trusting existence.
I trust life.
I trust life.
I trust life.
I trust life.
I move forward with ease.
I move forward with ease.
I process life with ease.
I process life with ease.
And we finish with that. I am presence.
I am presence.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am that 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 I am.
Remember that you are, and you always will be. You'll always exist. Regardless of what happens in your external experience, you'll always be here. Reconfirm that I am.
I am.
Thank you.
Oh, give thanks, Honorable.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, yes. But I feel high.
You feel good.
Yeah, man, high on the word, man. Yeah, because
word.
because it's not bad to feel high. Because high just means that you're on top there, you know. You know, you're operating from a higher perspective. You know, sometimes, you know, we're so afraid of, we don't trust ourselves. You're afraid to say certain things because of you're afraid that people might look at you a particular type of a way, you know. You know, you're afraid to buy a good car because people might say, well, you know, you got that man, the Rasta man he is, and he have big car. You know, people will say these things and make you try to doubt yourself, you know. You see the roads going up to Kailash?
Yeah.
You see, what type of vehicle do you think we need to maneuver this type of roads?
A big truck, 4x4, something that could climb mountains.
Yeah. Something safe too, right?
Something safe.
So is there anything wrong in having something that is real safe? So when you think of safe and steady, what type of vehicle would you think about? Okay, in the world. Right? So then if it is that you don't trust yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't have that level of appreciation for yourself, then you know, you'd be afraid just to you'd buy some rickety old vehicle, then while going on the hill, then the brakes would go and people would just come to your funeral and drink the rum and eat thing, and that's it, man. But at the same time, just because of your fear of people's thoughts about your own progress, you restrict your own self from progressing. They say it's self-sabotage. So you wear old clothes because the boy and them people that feel I have no money, you know what I mean? You wear old clothes, you know, and you start to treat yourself in a manner that is below your own personal standards as a man or as a woman. It's important to be able to be you freely, not having to explain why. Right? So some people would say, well, I love myself completely, but I love Jesus, right? So you don't have, come on, you could just love yourself. Yes, Sufra Kola, blessed. Yeah, blessed.
Blessed brothers, I'm enjoying the talk.
Can you speak up a bit louder, please? Yes, louder.
Yes, I'm enjoying the talk. It's very interested what the brother is talking about. Yes, very good. I lift them up.
Give thanks, give thanks.
Blessed.
Blessed.
Yeah. On love, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I just want to ask you, when you have a vein choke in your chest, what medication you have for that?
The vein choke where?
In your chest, in your stomach.
In your stomach?
Yeah.
That's a very broad statement. A vein choke in your stomach. How you know you have vein choke in your stomach?
Sorry?
How you know that you have a vein choke in your stomach?
Yeah, I had a dream of that.
A dream?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the best thing probably would be to come to us, but what you could do, I mean, for circulation, you could use Charpentier, Carpenter Bush. You could use turmeric, bay leaf, any of these things there, but I would really need to get a bit more information of exactly how you feeling and what would make you believe that that's exactly that is happening to you, okay?
Yeah. Okay, love.
So give us a call on our other number, 722-3660, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll check you out. Yeah, okay. All right.
Thank
you.
Give thanks.
I love it. Yeah.
451-934 and 453-1730. Definitely give us a call. And let's talk about the affirmations and the movements and them type of things there also. Right? So I know you want, I know that. So don't make me feel bad here, I mean. You have people here. Okay, you make yourself feel bad. I love myself. Right? I don't spend my whole time in the mountain in the Belgian and them. had a good time, some good meditation. Right now it's your moment, right? So you have you could call and blast. N-Triple, blessed.
Yeah, Prince Kailash.
Yes, honorable.
Blessed love to you and your guest, man. Positive program. I'm enjoying it.
Give thanks.
Yeah, boy. I did the movements and I felt some bones cracking up.
You did the movements and you felt some bones cracking up.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Yes, good.
Yeah, man.
Let them move is awesome.
Yeah, and also the affirmations. I really felt a high.
Give thanks.
Give
that
thanks.
that high is critical. Give thanks.
Yeah.
Give thanks. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep that going.
Yeah, man. Enjoying the program. Keep it up, man, and all the best to your guests.
Give thanks, honorable.
Give thanks.
Yeah, and come back again.
Love, man. Give thanks.
Love.
Give
Right,
thanks.
positive.
Love. You see?
Yeah.
You see, I wasn't afraid to say I was high, and the man say that he's high. So sometimes when you hold back yourself, you hold back other people.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you push yourself forward, you help other people actually be able to express themselves, even how they truly feel. You know, because by just saying these things to myself, that it's something that you know that I would normally say on TV. Or anyway, I have no regrets, man. I have no regrets. I don't regret anything I've ever done. Nothing at all. Right? I forgive myself completely. Yes, Bojis, blessed.
Yes, blessed, my brother.
Honorable, give thanks.
I enjoyed your program.
Give thanks, give thanks.
Yeah, I was trying the exercise.
You trying to exercise?
Yeah, I was trying.
Give thanks.
I'll try to do that every morning.
Oh, give thanks. Give thanks.
Let me ask you a question, Kailash. I don't know the English name for it, huh?
Go ahead.
My husband have chupul the thing underneath his feet.
Yeah.
And it hurts. What?
We have a special oil for that. We have an oil for it. We have to take it out and then insert something inside of it and then take care of it. So you have to come to us for that.
So you'll have it?
Yeah, we have it.
Oh, okay. Now if I want to come and see, I have to go right in the mountain.
We'll pick you up, man, wherever you want, bring you up. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. When I'm ready, I'll let you all know.
Okay, love.
Okay,
blessed.
love.
Yes, Sufrekola, blessed. Sufrekola, you gone already, man? You disappoint me. So fast you gone? Okay, probably the credit, eh? You know how it is with the cell phones. You really feed on cells. Okay, so when you have them too close to you, them things that just feed on your own cells, eh? Yeah, cell phones. I leave mine a bit far. Right? Cell phones. So they call it desktop now. There's laptop before that, they call it desktop. So you don't put it on your lap. Yes, V4 caller, blessed. Blessed love?
Yes, blessed love.
Yes, Ikwe.
Yes.
Honorable. Blessed.
Indeed. I love this program completely.
I love this program completely.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. I love the little vibe, the little movement, the little affirmation. I like the affirmation give a high, man. That reduces some tension, like I feel light.
Give thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I was really looking forward to trying to join you on the meditation and the vibe up in the Sulphur Springs, but
can you speak up a bit louder, please? We don't hear you too loud.
Yeah, the vibe you had at the Sulphur Springs, I was trying to look forward into doing that and doing some of the things you had going on, but things was away, I couldn't make it.
That blessed, man.
Yeah, man, that's still blessed because I still get to see you all in the program there. So I get a good idea as to what I miss out on, but I miss out nothing with them little affirmations. I feel so good already.
Give thanks, my love.
Yeah,
Give
man.
thanks.
So I like the vibe, man. Just keep positive and keep on doing the vibe with love, miss you.
Give thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I like
and
it.
we'll be back.
Yeah, man.
Love, man. Love.
All right.
Blessed,
yeah, man.
love.
Bless him.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Yes, Sufrekola, you call again. Come on, give thanks.
Yes, my lord.
Honorable.
Yeah, give thanks for life. Yeah, man. You know already how you say easy credit. Yeah, man. Yeah, give thanks on the virgins, you know. Yes, my lord. You know, so the little affirmation there, like good.
Give thanks.
For the next song.
Man,
Yes, my lord. Akeem.
Yes, much love.
Yes, my lord.
Pleasure meeting you. You showed us a great tour of the island, driving through. You know, you showed us all the best spots. Grateful to have met you. You're an amazing brother.
Give thanks, my lord. Yeah, bless man.
Honorable.
Great program tonight, you know.
Give thanks,
Great
my
program
lord.
tonight. Yeah, man, my
Give
lord.
thanks.
I
Honorable.
even jot down some of the affirmations so that lyrics for the next song.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks, man.
Bless my Lord. Yes,
Love,
yes,
man.
yes,
Love. Blessed. I mean, definitely. So you see, when I tell you that now if for every 5 people that call, right, you would have probably 500 people that don't call. You understand that? So not everyone would like to call and express the gratitude for the blessings that they have received in the movement and the affirmation. But I know that I know my people pretty well, you know, and I know that that's something that they need, you know. So that is why, you know, it really fills me up with joy, you know, to know that that energy was actually fostered up in Mount Kailash, and then you know that we are in between. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different rivers actually meeting, right? So the Mount Kailash is basically at a point where many sources of water actually meet and form one and go down throughout the rest of the village of Mac. You know, so we know that the words and the meditation, everything actually travel down through the whole country. So we do give thanks for this divine opportunity. 4519, that's all? Come on, man. That's all the people who like the affirmation. Okay, we have about 6 more minutes. Time is flying, man. Wow. Give thanks, man. So I mean, as we know, the time is flying fast, right? Anything that you'd like to share with the people? Give them your YouTube name, where they could subscribe, where they could get your videos, how they can link you. You know, I mean, definitely. We don't want this to be like a quickie. You know how they say quickies? Quickies like a one-night stand. You know, you just juke and you're gone. You know, we want to have children, want to watch them grow, take care of them and have grandchildren, watch them grow and take care of them and great-grandchildren and watch them grow. You know, so there is always a great need for sustainability, knowing that what we've done today is something that we could actually replicate in the future and actually do it with even a greater level of success. Anything, my lord?
Yes, definitely. So I post a lot of videos onto my YouTube channel, and the name is just my name, Akeem, Akeem, Pierre. And on that YouTube channel, you can find a lot about what I cook, different movements where you can just put on your computer or put on your phone and just follow along with the movement. So if you feel like this wasn't enough, we got a lot more for you online. And also you can find me on Instagram at Akeem O _therapy. So first name Akeem O .therapy. And you can also reach out to me on Instagram, or you know, just let me know if you want any questions about the movement. And you know, I would love to, you know, share what I know. And you know, if you want, I can make a specific video for you and share with everyone else, because if you're feeling some kind of way, most likely someone else is having a similar feeling. So that's the best way, YouTube and Instagram. So on YouTube, Akeem Pierre, and on Instagram, Akeemo.therapy. And to find more about the retreats, you can find us at beyondwellnessretreats.com. And that's where we're going to update. You're going to find out all that we did experience this past week. We had an amazing photographer come out with the drones, everything. So it's going to be amazing footage. So keep up with that website. And also to find out about what we're going to be bringing forward when we come forward in the future with the St. Lucia Wellness Fair, where we come back and, you know, share all that we know, and you share with us all the blessings that you all have on this island. So give thanks.
Honorable Mr. Mark.
Yes.
Yes, honorable.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at the Inner Trainer. You could also email me directly at theinnertrainer@gmail.com. Now, if you find me on Instagram, what you'll see is my services and offerings in regards to doing this inner training work. What I've realized is that a lot of the talk and the conversation is healing, but I also need to ensure that you're doing the work. And so I am offering online spiritual boot camp packages, so that, well, actually just one package, a spiritual boot camp package, so that we can foster your spiritual discipline if you are feeling stagnancy and you don't feel like you are engaging in the daily practices to get yourself past them, because it doesn't happen just by accident. So as the Honorable Priest Kailash brought forward and you really shared with, it was potent for me, is that you have to sit still in order to really solve it. And that's that's everything with meditation. That's everything with a mindful perspective and bringing an awareness to everything that you're doing. Just sit still for a moment and observe how it's moving, observe how you're moving, how you're reacting, what you're thinking, and how you're receiving the information and your experience. And so, yes, you can find me on The Inner Trainer on Instagram, or theinnertrainer@gmail.com. Feel free to ask me any questions. And, man, you can trust that everything we're bringing forward on BeyondWellnessRetreats.com is going to be top quality. And I'm really excited just to keep forging this connection. And I'm very thankful to hear that those people that called in, that did those affirmations, they experienced that high.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, that high. First you and 2 callers, so that's 3. And that's a powerful confirmation that on this island, if we're all saying these affirmations together, just imagine how high the energy raises together, collectively. Everything that we're affirming together. So when you do it for yourself, you do it for the whole. And keep raising your vibration, keep elevating, and do it for everyone in your experience, your community, your island, everyone here. So I'm very thankful. And, man, blessed love.
Yeah, blessed love. Give thanks, definitely, as we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver. And we give thanks for all good things around us are definitely sent from Zion above. So we praise for his divine love. Definitely we do give thanks once more. As you know, well, Monday, yeah, in the uprising, it's already Monday because the day begins with darkness. So does the night. Okay? Alright. So then, you know it's already Monday. So in the afternoon, Monday afternoon is the only time that will be available for. That'll be the last. Yeah, this is tomorrow. So today, Monday, is like this is the last time that you'll be able to access me at the foot of 7. No, is it Livity? It's Livity Foods, man. Yes. On Jeremy Street. So I mean, definitely, you have to make use of that, as also we'll be out of the country. So you won't see me on the Wednesday that normally. So we'll definitely be we will be at Livity this Monday. Right, so you could definitely come in to have a one-to-one with us and get your male and female package and whatever else that you might need. And also, what I would invite you to do also is those people who would want to come for consultations up in the mountain, it's going to be completely different. It's a pay in advance thing. It's nothing whereby you could just call, everybody, please, I want to see you. You'd have to pay in advance and go and pay, at Livity or whatever other ways that you get to pay, and then it's a pay before you come up, right? Because what we have to do, we have to create for you, the environment and everything. So if you say, well, okay, we're going to be seeing people today and Mount Kailash, and you want to be one of these people, you have to call in advance, pay in advance, right? Non-refundable too. Not like you're going to pay and then you're going to say, well, please, I want to get. Nah. So if you really want to see us, you have to get serious. Okay, so that's where it is now, right? It's at the point whereby you have to be real serious to want to see the priest. Okay? So if it's medicine you want, the restaurant is open up in the city, right? You could just go in and buy there. Livity Foods, Jeremy Street, just go in and just buy your medicines. Everything is right there. But if you want to sit down with us to have a consultation to assist you in resolving any of your issues, you have to call in advance to book your specific date. And also, it would be a pay in advance thing also, because, coming down the mountain when you come, then going up the mountain when you go up, I mean, it is something where we'd have to organize to pick you up, to drop you down, wherever, you understand? And it's something that'd be very tidy. And also, because we understand the value of what it is that you would be getting, and the importance of you understanding the value of what you would be getting, that's the definite system that we would be having. So you could definitely give us a call, make your bookings, because as we won't be available, the only day we'll be available for Jeremy Streets this strong, and in the future is tomorrow or in the uprising, basically. So 722-3660-451-8813 or 287-6424. You could give any of these numbers a call, and we could actually organize to see how we could see you. Alright? So remember, it is for you to understand the importance of that investment in self. if you're going to fly to America today, you know they give you only 24 hours. You book your flight. Some of them airlines don't even give you any time. If you go on Caribbean Airlines website and you're going to book a flight to go to Jamaica, you have to pay it right away. Even if you don't fly today, and you fly on the 29th, you have to pay it. Why? Because you want to fly. Right? And because you really want to fly, you pay your flight in advance. So what's wrong in paying in advance? You talking them mama when you have to pay. Oh, I appreciate that you pay in advance. What? So when you book your flight, you pay in advance. So you could eat the bread at the bakery before you pay for it? Nope. So you know how it is, brother and sister. If you go into a hotel, you have to pay in advance. If you rent a house, you have to pay the month before. So, think good about yourself. You're going to invest in yourself, so there's nothing wrong in paying the priest in advance, right? Yeah, so from now on, it's going to be up in the mountain for your consultations. Now, after Monday, we'll be out for the rest of the strong. We are fully booked, so that'll be the following strong Monday. This Monday, Liberty. The following strong Monday, Kailash. Right, but you have to book in advance, pay in advance. That's it, period. And you just can't just drive up there. Then we have lions up there. Yeah, so we have to pick you up and drive you through the lions. Right, and make sure that you're safe and bring you into that position whereby at least everything would be blessed. So we give thanks and may the Almighty Creator, let His divine light keep on shining upon you. You know God is unjudging and loving, right? Even if you're wicked, even the rapist would sow a seed, the seed would grow. The murderer would sow a seed, the seed would grow. God, the rain falls, it falls upon everybody's house. So God is unjudging and fully compassionate, so let us be that love of God and accept it and receive it too. So give thanks again for the divine moment. Remember that, definitely we are available to help you to solve all your artificial problems with natural solutions, right? So just take a little time out, link us. And remember that we love the eye and the eye, and that we fully appreciate love all the strength and support that you've been giving us over the years. And we pray that the Almighty Creator could help to, make your life longer, and not just long life, but long life with happiness and peace and love divine. Right?
Honorable, can I say one thing before we head out?
Yeah, man.
When you are with your children, go ahead and look in the mirror and do those affirmations with them. Right? I love myself completely. I trust myself completely. Before they head off for school, whatever, before you start your day with that, and I promise there'll be a powerful connection and embodiment coming from those children.
Give thanks, Honorable.
Give thanks.
The Spirit drew you to say that there?
Yeah.
And you had to say it.
I had to, I could.
Oh, give thanks, man. If I was on CNN, they'd have cut you off. Was it better? So give thanks, Honorable Bernard and Mr. Fanis, for having us, and you're the captain up there, the man that you don't see. So give thanks to Kailash Television for the support over the years, and we pray that the Almighty keep on blessing them economically. Don't feel bad to just take an envelope and drop at the door for Mr. Bernard for check inside of it. You understand? So feel free if you glory in what we do, and you feel that it's something that is good for you. It's easy for you. You could just just show how gracious you are by giving. Don't give Pries as a contribution. If I sell you a medicine or a book, you pay me, right? But give Kailash Television whatever you could give them. All right. So give thanks again for the divine moment. Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Hey, Keisha, what's happening over there?
I'm not sure, but it looks like something big.
Really?
In observance of its 26th anniversary, Fix is offering new and existing customers the Jumbo Mortgage Finance Package, a package which gives customers the power to get additional financing to better their lives with several bonus options. A built-in savings plan, repayment 2 months after disbursement, and a mortgage payment holiday too.
What I'm hearing is that you can get any kind of loan as long as you can mortgage any property as security.
Wow. Then that's jumbo.
Indeed.
The JMF package comes with 100% financing on land and house loans, attractive interest rates, debt consolidation, and much more. Get the all-new Jumbo Mortgage Finance at Fix. Terms and conditions apply. Fix, a company you can trust.